Welcome to Module 2, using jQuery selectors. My name is Dan Wallin with Pluralsight, and in this module, we're going to be talking about one of the very key things you need to know as a jQuery developer. So what are we going to cover? Well, we're going to start off by first talking about what are selectors and why do you care about them as a developer. From there, we're going to go into a lot of the different selectors that you need to know. So we're going to talk about how to select tags, how to select nodes based upon ID, based upon class name, different ways to select attributes, input nodes such as form tags, and then we'll wrap up by talking about some other more advanced selector features that are really nice to know about. So let's go ahead and jump into the first section, which is what are selectors and why do you care about them as a jQuery developer? Well, a selector is simply a way to select a node from the DOM. And when I say node, you can think of it as a tag, an element, whatever you want to call it. But when the browser loads all the different HTML, it loads that up into memory, into the document object model, and jQuery uses selectors to allow you to actually go into that memory, the DOM, select those different nodes, and then do something with them. Now the cool stuff comes into play once you actually find the node and you start doing something with it, but you need to know how to select a node before you can actually do something with it, and that's what we're going to be covering in this module. So all the key stuff you need to know to do things such as come into a div and find it based upon ID, or find the div if it didn't have an ID based upon the class, or maybe you want to find the span that's a first child of a given div with an ID of customer's div. There's all kinds of different things you can do. Now you can certainly do all of this just using normal JavaScript. However, you're going to write a lot more code, you're going to have to worry about some cross-browser issues in some cases, and it's just a lot more work in general. So by using jQuery, you're going to see we, number one, have a very compact syntax. We work cross-browser, and it's just super easy to find things based upon ID, class name, styles, attributes, all kinds of stuff. So very nice once you learn it, and this, quite honestly, is the first thing you need to get good at. So what's jQuery selector syntax look like? Well, it actually can look one of two ways. I normally prefer to do the $, which you saw in the previous module when we showed the $document ready. But the $, is the same thing as jQuery, and I pointed that out earlier. But most people you'll see will use the $, and then what you do is, in quotes, you'll put what it is you want to find. So in the next sections in this module, we're going to talk about how to find IDs, how to find classes, how to find tag names, all of that good stuff, and show you how easy it is, and it really is easy once you learn the fundamentals of how to do it. So the next thing up is going to be how to find things by tag names. Let's go ahead and take a look at how that works.